Hello, wonderful learners. Welcome back to Sarah and James's English practice.
Hi everyone. How are you doing today?
Today, we have a 15 to 20 minute deep dive podcast lesson for you.
Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for daily lessons.
In this lesson, we'll learn about the simple present tense and how to use it in daily conversations.
That sounds great. Why is this topic important, Sarah?
The simple present tense is crucial for describing daily routines and habits.
I remember struggling with this when I first started learning English.
I totally understand. It can be confusing, but I'll make it crystal clear today.
Can you give us some real-world situations where we might need this?
Sure. You'll use it when talking about your day, your job, or your hobbies.
That makes sense. So, what's the structure of the simple present tense?
The structure is simple, subject plus base form of the verb.
Can you give us some examples?
Of course. For example, I eat breakfast at 8 a.m.
And what about you?
You drink coffee every morning.
What about third-person subjects like he or she?
Good question. For he or she, we add s or es to the verb.
Can you give an example with he?
Sure. He plays soccer on weekends.
What about exceptions? Are there any rules?
Yes. For verbs ending in y, we change y to ies. For example, study becomes studies.
Oh, I see. So, she studies every evening.
Exactly. Now, let's summarize what we've learned so far.
We used the simple present for daily routines, and the structure is subject plus base verb.
Correct. And remember to add s or es for he, she, or it.
Great. What about negative sentences?
To make negative sentences, we use do not or does not.
Can you give an example?
Sure. I do not like broccoli.
And for he?
He does not play video games.
That's clear. How do we ask questions?
We start with do or does. For example, do you like pizza?
And for he?
We say, does he like pizza?
Got it. What about adverbs of frequency?
Adverbs like always, usually, sometimes, rarely, and never show how often we do something.
Can you give an example with always?
Sure. I always walk my dog in the morning.
What about never?
I never eat junk food.
This is really helpful. What's next?
Let's practice. I'll give a situation, and you respond.
Okay. I'm ready.
Situation 1, you wake up at 6 a.m. What do you do?
I wake up and drink coffee.
Great job. Situation 2, you go to work. What do you do?
I go to work by bus.
Fantastic. Situation 3, you eat lunch at noon. What do you do?
I eat a sandwich.
Perfect. Situation 4, you finish work. What do you do?
I go home and relax.
Excellent. Last situation, you go to bed at 10 p.m. What do you do?
I read a book before sleeping.
Great job if you got it right. Now, let's move on to the next part.
What do we have next?
Now, we'll cover the remaining key points.
Awesome. What's the first point?
Let's talk about how we connect these concepts.
Okay, I'm listening.
Many learners confuse do with does. Remember, do is for I, you, we, and they.
And does is for he, she, and it, right?
Exactly. Here's a trick to remember. Think of does as S for singular.
That's a helpful trick.
Let's practice pronunciation. Repeat after me. Does he play soccer?
Does he play soccer?
Great. Now, let's do a role play in a restaurant.
Sounds fun. How do we start?
I'll be the waiter. Hello. What would you like to order?
I would like a salad, please.
And what drink would you like?
I usually drink water.
Great. Now let's do it informally.
Sure. Hey, can I get a salad?
Exactly. Informal English is more relaxed.
I like this. What's next?
Now, let's share some personal stories.
I have a funny story about mixing up do and does.
I'd love to hear it.
Once I said, "Does you like coffee?" and everyone laughed.
That's so relatable. Mistakes are part of learning.
I remember a teaching moment where a student said he go instead of he goes.
Those moments help us learn. Native speakers often use contractions too.
Like saying he's instead of he is?
Exactly. It makes conversations flow better.
What are some common mistakes learners make?
Let's list the top 5 mistakes.
Okay. What's the first one?
Saying he go instead of he goes.
I see. That's a common error.
Another one is using do with he or she.
Like saying, "Do he like ice cream?"
Exactly. It should be, does he like ice cream?
What's another mistake?
Saying I not like coffee instead of I do not like coffee.
That's a good one. What's next?
Confusing every day with every day.
Oh, I've made that mistake.
And lastly, forgetting to add s or es with he or she.
Got it. So, mistakes are part of learning.
Exactly. Let's move to our listener Q&A.
Our listener Maria asks, how do I know when to use does or do?
Great question, Maria. Use do for I, you, we, they, and does for he, she, it.
Another question from Alex, can I use simple present for future events?
Yes, but only for scheduled events, like the train leaves at 6 p.m.
Next, Lisa asks, what's the difference between always and usually?
Good one. Always means 100% of the time, while usually means mostly, but not always.
Another question from John, can I say, he go to school?
No, that's incorrect. It should be he goes to school.
And finally, Emma asks, how do I remember the rules?
Practice regularly and use tricks like associating does with s for singular.
Let's do a rapid recap of everything we covered.
We learned the structure of the simple present tense, subject plus base verb.
We talked about using s and es with third-person subjects.
And how to make negative sentences and ask questions.
Remember, if you remember nothing else, remember this, use do for I, you, we, and they, and does for he, she, it.
Exactly. Here's your cheat sheet, subject plus base verb, add s or es for third person.
Now for your homework challenge. Use 3 of these phrases today and write them in the comments.
I'll practice saying, I usually go to the gym on weekends.
You are amazing for investing in yourself. Thank you for joining us today.
Don't forget to like, comment, share with a friend, and subscribe.
See you in the next lesson. Keep practicing.